Okay, welcome to Daily 3D Revolve. Today we're going to be doing a part in Design Spark Mechanical, and I'm going to be showing you guys how to take advantage of the project feature, and we're also going to do, we're going to rotate the projected part around so we have more than one of them. So we'll go ahead and create a new design. And then we're going to go ahead and change this to plan view. We're going to do this in millimeters if you want to follow along, so just make sure you change your setup. If you don't know how to do that, you just want to come up here to File. You want to go down to Design Spark Options, and then you want to come over here to Units, and then you want to navigate down to your type. You just want to change from imperial, which would be inches, to metric. And then sometimes I've noticed with Design Spark, it won't do it the first time, so you have to go back there and do it a second time for it to take effect. But sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't. It's a little iffy. Okay, we're going to go ahead. We have our constraint-based drawing enabled. Also, if you want to do that, if you don't have this and you want to wondering where it is, you just want to come up here to File. Just go to the same place, Design Spark Options. You want to come up to the popular, to the top one. Let me see if it's there. Maybe it's under advanced. Yeah, it's under advanced. So you want to scroll down to your advanced tab, and then you want to come over here and make sure this first checkbox, enable constraint-based sketching, is checked. And then once you check that, you'll have to restart your computer, and then it will take effect. Okay, so we're going to draw a part that I had saw on the internet that I thought was kind of interesting, and I'm not copying it exactly, so I'm just kind of we're going to redo this from what I have in my mind here. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and draw a circle, and we'll do this circle at 30 millimeters, and then we're going to draw another circle in the middle. Add some thickness to this. We'll do 23, and then we're going to put a part up here, and then we're going to make a copy of it in 3 locations. So I'm going to go ahead and move this down. So we'll go to Design, we'll go to Pan, and then we'll pan this down a little bit. Then we'll go back to Sketch. Now we're going to go ahead and grab this circle here. And then we're going to click here, which is, we'll go 1, 2, 3, 4. We're going to go 5 up, but we're going to turn our snaps on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, up to 5. And then we're going to draw 10. I don't know, 10 might be kind of big. Yeah, let's go a little bit smaller. Let's go to 8 millimeters. So we're going to put an 8 millimeter circle there. Now we're going to go ahead and get our line tool. And we're going to go from midpoint there down to here. And then we're going to do another one. Make sure it goes down to this line here. And then we're going to put a circle in the middle. Let's do 3 somewhere in the middle there. Okay, so now we're going to get our trim away, which is this tool there, trim away, or you can hit T on your keyboard. Go there, we're going to get rid of that. Now I want to replicate this part around. So we're going to go ahead and let's go to Design. Then we want to select these pieces here. So go, undo. Make sure you go hit your select tool again, so it'll take you off the last tool that you had, because we were on the trim away, so it's going to cut stuff. So we're going to go ahead and select these pieces here, and then we're going to go to Move. We're going to come over here. Actually, we need to go, let's cancel there. Let's go back to your select, and then we're going to go to Sketch, and then we're going to End Sketch. Okay, so now we want to basically take this piece here. We don't need this piece in the middle, so we'll go ahead and click on it and hit delete. Now we're going to go click here. We're going to go to Move. We're going to come over here and make sure this checkbox is checked under Create Patterns, and then we're going to drag this down to the center. And then we're going to click that blue, and we're going to rotate around. Sometimes this works. It's kind of a hit or miss with Design Spark Mechanical. I've noticed that sometimes it's difficult to get this to work properly. So let's just multi-click. Well, let's just drag a marquee. Let's get our select tool, drag a marquee around this, because sometimes it doesn't get all of the part. And if that's the case, then you're going to have trouble replicating it around. So let's go to move, and let's go to create pattern. And let's try this again, see if make sure it's going to work. Okay, see, it's not working. So yeah, this is kind of a, sometimes it does this, sometimes it doesn't. So let's undo that. So what we're going to do here, just give me a minute here. Okay, we're going to go 360 divided into 3 because I want 3. So that's going to be 120 degrees. So we're going to go ahead and move this since it's not working with the create pattern. We're going to go ahead and move it 120. Let's undo that. Let's go ahead and grab that blue again. Oops. Make sure you check pattern. Grab the blue there. Rotate it around to 120. Oh, I don't know why it keeps clicking off of that. It's strange. Gray pattern. Let's go ahead and check that. Let's move this down to the center again. And let's drag that around to 120. Okay, so we got that one there. Let's click on this one. Do the same thing there. Drag it down to the center, create pattern. Now you shouldn't really have to do this. This is just work, but it's not, so. I want to go 240. Okay, so basically we have our parts that we want to do for this. So now we're going to go ahead and go to, let's go to the isometric view. And we want to extrude this stuff. So we're going to go ahead and get rid of the center. We don't need that. And then we're going to go ahead and extrude all these pieces. So just go ahead and hold down the control key, grab them all. And then we want to go pull, select pull. We want to come over here and make sure that this pull from both sides is located. And then we want to just kind of drag this up. I think I want a part big enough so we can put our part in the middle that we need. So let's just go 6. So go ahead with the dimension highlighted, dimension box highlighted, just type 6 in there. So now we're going to have a part like this. Okay, so now what we want to do is we want to go ahead and put a plane in here. We're going to cut an insert on this face right here, and we're going to replicate it around 3. So we'll go ahead and go to plane, and then we want to come down here and select the green. So now we want to come over here to move. We want to select the green plane. We're going to grab that blue arrow. We want to pull it through to here. Just until you see that little part of the part disappear. So maybe like 15 millimeters if you're following along. Just go 15. And then now we're going to go ahead and select here. And we're going to go to plan view so it turns it. Okay, now we're going to go ahead and put a rectangle in the middle there. So we're going to go ahead and go to sketch. We're going to click on that face there. Or actually go to the solid. We want to go to rectangle. And then we want to define from center. That's weird. I don't know how it got to this. Let's go ahead and end sketch. Something's going on there. Let's go click on the plane. Let's go to sketch. There we go. Rectangle, make sure you select your rectangle. Come over here to define from center. Now we're going to click here. And we're going to drag a rectangle out. And I want this rectangle to be 18 by 4. 18 by 4. So we'll go ahead and click there. Now we want to come over here to rotate, or actually create rounded corners. And we want to put a fillet in here. Let's do 1 millimeter. It doesn't have to be too big. 1 millimeter on all these corners. Okay, so now we have a shape, this shape. Now we're going to end sketch. Okay, now we want to come over here to spin. I'll spin this. So now what I want to do is project this onto the faces here, but before we do that, let's go ahead and create a pattern. So we're going to go ahead and click there, and then we're going to, hopefully our create pattern will work this time. So we're going to go ahead and go to move. We're going to select create pattern, and then we're going to drag this over here to the middle, and then we're going to click on the blue. We're going to rotate it around. There we go, it's working now. Let's go around till we have 3. Just make sure that this box here says 15, this one says 120, and then the count is 3. So now we're going to go ahead and select the click off. So now we have basically these little windows, or these little projections here, and we're going to project them onto this piece here, onto this face here for each of these, and then we're going to cut them out. Okay, so to do that, we want to go ahead and select. We can do one at a time, or you can select all of them. So hold down Control, get all 3 of these, and then come over here to project. And then now they're going to project onto this part. And now once we know that they're where we want them to be and everything worked, we're going to go ahead and click this check mark to complete. Now we can go ahead and turn off the plane. We don't need the plane on. So let's go ahead and click that. And now we can get rid of these. Let's go ahead and get rid of those. Now we can go ahead and spin this. Okay, so we have 3 parts there. So now what we want to do is come over here, click on the part, come over here to cut, and then we want to just pull this through. Okay, there we go. Well, let's spin that. Okay, so now we'll do this second one here. Click on there, come over here, check cut. Now if you don't check cut, it's going to want to extrude this piece. Just go ahead and let go. It'll eventually cut it. So now we're going to spin this over to here. Go to pull, we're going to click this, come over here to cut, and then we want to rip that through. Okay, so now this is our part. So now we want to go ahead and add some stuff to this that we didn't add. We're going to go ahead and add a fillet right here. So let's go ahead and click there. Let's put 2 millimeters, and then we're going to go ahead and do that on all of this. So we'll go ahead and now if we had created a pattern, we'd only have to do 1 fillet, and it would do all of them. So, but since it wasn't working properly, we have to do these each one at a time. So go ahead and click that line, hit 2, click this line down here, punch in 2. Now we're going to rotate this around, click on pull, and then we'll hit this last one here, 2. Okay, now we're done with the main part of the part. Now we're going to add some of our details, finer details to this. So we're going to multiple click here so it gets this entire outside line, and then we're going to go to pull, and we're going to add a fillet to here. Just click and drag. We're not going to add a big fillet. We don't want it to interfere with that cutout. So we're going to go 0.3. That's going to be our fillet for that, for the top. And then we're going to do the bottom one. So go ahead and multiple click there. And then we're going to type in 0.3. Yeah, we don't want this fillet to be so big that it interferes with this cutout right here. So 0.3 is fine for this. Okay, so now we're going to go ahead and we're not going to do a fillet on the inside here, but we are going to fillet these cutouts. So go ahead and multiple click, and then let's do one like 0.2 maybe here. Go to pull, and then punch in 0.2. That'll be good. We want to go ahead and spin this around. Go to pull there. We'll do multiple click there. Punch in 0.2 on your keyboard. Get that one. Now we're going to go ahead and spin this. Go to pull. We'll do a multiple click here. Type in 0.2. Now we'll go ahead and select to click off of this. Now we're going to go ahead and spin this. Now you're going to notice how this, I wanted this cutout to be this way, but you'll see how this is wider here, or it's longer here, and it's shorter here. This is because we did a project, and we projected that shape onto here exactly as curved as it was supposed to be. Now if we hadn't done that, if we didn't do project and we just did we just put the plane there and then we drew that same shape and then we did cut, it would come straight through. So basically this piece here would be, they'd be the same length. But since I didn't do that, this is bigger here, this is smaller here, but I wanted it to be that way just to demonstrate the purposes of using project on a body like this. But if you want them to be the same size, if you want the distance here to be the same size as here, then don't use project. Just go ahead and make sure that you create this shape on a flat, straight plane, and then project straight through. You should be fine. But okay, so now we'll go back to the part. We'll go ahead and spin this. We'll do Control Plus. I want to put some chamfers in here, so we're going to go ahead and click. Let's go ahead and get all of them. Just go to your control, hold down your control. Then we're going to come over here and we're going to go to this next one, which is chamfer. And then let's just try 0.3. Okay, that's not bad. 0.3 is good. So we're going to go ahead and use 0.3 there. And then this is going to be the top of our part, so we're not going to do a fillet on the bottom. And then what I also want to do is I want to add fillets to the inside here as well. So we're going to go pull, and we're going to multiple click. Then we're going to, I think it was 0.2 that we did the fillet. So we'll do 0.2 there. Now we're going to multiple click here. Type 0.2. And then we'll have to spin this around here. Click on pull, we'll do a multiple click there. 0.2. Now what multiple click allows you to do is just instead of picking one line at a time and holding down Control key, it just gets all of them. So I just wanted to point that out. Okay, so looks like our part's pretty nice. Might do one on the inside as well. It might as well. So we'll go ahead and click there, do a 0.2. It's a nice small little fillet, that'll help. And then we'll spin this around to the bottom. We'll go ahead and or you don't have to multiple click, just click once there. And then we'll go ahead and do that. Okay, now what we're going to do, I'm going to save this part. So let's go ahead and go to view. We'll go to the front view. Or actually, let's take this and go to the top view. Okay, so this is going to be our part. And what we're going to do now is we're going to create we're going to save it first. So go to File, do a save, and then just call this Design 2. That's fine. Go to Desktop, Save. And then we're going to come over here and do a File, Save As up here. Then we're going to go ahead and change this Save As type down to STL. So we'll go out to STL there. Desktop, go ahead and hit Save. Now we're going to minimize. Now we're going to bring this into Rhino and we're going to add a texture to it. So I'm going to grab the STL file, drag that on top of Rhino 7. Rhino 7 has a good trial version, 180 days. And even after the trial runs out, you can still learn. Like here it says it's expired, run without saving. So basically it still allows you to come in here and create parts and do everything that you need to do to learn the program. And then once you become proficient with it, if you decide you want to buy it, then there's that option. So we're going to go ahead and double click on this perspective window. And we're going to go ahead and spin this. I want to be able to see these cutouts here. So we're going to do a select A, which is select all. Then I'm going to come over here to the Materials tab, and if the Materials tab isn't there, just come up to your panels and just come down here to Materials and make sure there's a check mark next to that, and it'll show up for you. So I'll do a Control A, And then we're going to come over here to the materials. We're going to hit this plus button, and then we're going to import from library. We're going to do metal, and then we're going to do satin, and then I'm going to scroll down, and we're going to grab the titanium one. So we're going to go ahead and apply that. And there's two ways to apply. You could either click and drag over like this, or you could go right mouse click and assign to objects. So that's going to be your second way. Okay, now in order to see this, we need to render. So we're going to come up here to view, go to your view window, and then you could do a basic render, or you can come up here and do the ray trace, which is a better quality. It takes a little bit longer. It has to go through 1,000 samples, render samples, before it's as nice as it's going to be. But keep in mind, whatever changes you do, like I'm moving this right now, as soon as you're done, it starts over. So make sure that everything is where you want it to be before you render in ray trace for your final. Okay, so now in order to put a background in here, we're going to come up here to this little globe, this rendering, and then we're going to come down to the solid color. You have some options here. You have a solid color option, which typically I'll pick a gray, and then we'll go OK. And then you also have a gradient option. So we could come up here, we could do a dark gray up here, and then we could come down and then click OK to this, and then we could come down here and do a little bit lighter gray, or we could even do a different color like a gold. So we could do gold there, and then maybe we could change that to a black color, or actually let's just do a light gray. That's fine. So go ahead and click OK here. This is going to be our part. I'm just going to let this render out to about 500. I typically don't go to 1,000. Just render it until it looks good, and then you're ready to go. Okay, and then I'll show you how to do screen capture with this. We're at 400 now. So to do a screen capture on your keyboard, you've got a little, next to your Alt key, you have a little Windows symbol that has 4 little windows. So you want to hold that down, you want to hold the Shift key down, and then you want to hold S as in Sam. So you're going to do those three keys at the same time, and then you're going to click and drag a marquee around your part. Right there, let go, and then it's going to do a snippet, and then you want to basically go to your paint program. Usually if you've used it before, it's already loaded up, and if it's not, you can just go ahead and type it up here, paint, and it will show up. So we're going to go to our paint, and then we're going to click there with the mouse or your keyboard, and then you're going to hit Control V as in Victor. Then you go ahead and click this crop here, and then we're going to do a file save as, and we're going to save it as a JPEG, and then we're going to save it to the desktop. And this is the file that I'll use for the video tutorial, and we'll hit save. Okay, we're going to minimize that. We're going to close this and don't save changes. I don't want to update. And we're going to go back to our Design Spark Mechanical. Okay, this is going to be the end of our tutorial. Hopefully you enjoy watching and you got some useful tips out of this video. And as always, thanks for watching.